Hi, everybody. This is Renee from Let's Talk About It. Renee. Tonight, my co host is going to be Zoe. I don't know how long she's going to still, but she is licking the crap out of my face. So, listen, I am coming from my bedroom tonight because I have a sensitive matter that I need to discuss with folks. I'm often asked by people that I know from my past, people that I know from my present. They ask me all the time, about my family. And when I tell them, oh, me and my mother don't have a relationship, or my sisters don't have a relationship, the first thing people want to say to me is, oh, you have one mama. You don't get another mother. But what people fail to understand is my mother only gets one Renee. There's three others, which it makes me make four, but you only get one me. And when you can do things in your family that people just cannot forgive you for, little stupid things, because you may say something they don't like, you know, or you may do something they don't like. But I don't understand because you will lay with a man, let him dominate you, beat you down, take your money, and you love him. But if I say one little word, I'm done with her, be done. It's been almost 10 years since I've had a relationship with my family. And I just want to give people a little background on my situation growing up as a child. My mom had me by the time she was 23. She already had three kids. By the time my mom was 20, excuse me, she had me. By the time she was 23, she had four kids. So, I assumed that it was tough taking care of, kids under the age of six, and you're, 23 years old. But I come from a family of abuse. A lot of things happened to us growing up. Me, we grew up in a household where you don't tell what goes on inside your house. So we didn't. We were taught to put a smile on our face and don't tell nobody because if we ever got back, boy, was we in trouble. You know, I can remember growing up, being very poor, living on um, a certain side of town when we were little kids. Before I even was four, I can remember having an outhouse. I can remember having to use the bathroom at night in a slop jar. I can remember not having an indoor toilet. I can remember all these things. And I was like, one day I went to get a soda for my mom at these people's house, me and my sisters, and we walked in and this lady was flushing a toilet that was downstairs. I'm like, I thought everybody had outside toilets. I didn't know it was just us. You know what I'm saying? So I grew up in a lifestyle that was very poor until my father got the good job that he got on the railroad. You know, a lot of abuse happened in our household. I cannot speak for my other sisters, but I know one of my sisters wrote a book. Some things in the book is true, but some things in the book is not. She is scorned. She has a lot of things that's going on in her life. You know what I'm saying? You wish you could have, would have. Let me explain something to people. I have a very nice lifestyle, but it comes at a price. Everybody has issues in their marriage. Everybody has issues in the relationship. But when you have your sisters that are so envy and jealous of you because you have something that they may want, so they decide to cut you off because your lifestyle is better, and it gets keep thrown up in your face all the time. Must be nice. You don't have to work. It's damn nice. It's damn nice. I don't have to work. It's very nice. But back to my mother. People will ask me all the time why I don't speak to my mother. It's many reasons why I don't talk to my mother. I can remember growing up and my mother would do things to people when we lived in this apartment community, watching them where they have parties at night, calling the police on them. We wasn't able to hang around different people growing up in the apartment complex that we live. Kids would ask us when we get off the school bus, do you think you better than us? I'm like, no, I just couldn't hang around you. You know, my mom, you did not disobey her. Okay. I have been beaten. All of us have, to a point to where blood has been shed. I can remember times to when one of my mother's friends' daughters was being disrespectful to her. And I can remember, she saying, My mom told us later on that night, if you all ever disrespectful to me, I'm going to knock the shit out of you. And you know what? I tested her that night. And boy, did I get the shit. I only got the out. You know what I'm saying? After that, I was getting knocked the hell out. It's a difference when you're giving someone discipline. But when you are locked in your room for weeks at a time, because you made a C, I was scared to learn to read growing up because I was getting beat because I didn't know how to read. Can you imagine as a kindergarten, you can't pronounce certain words? I'm just learning. And I was so terrified. I didn't want to learn to read. I didn't want to do math because I was getting beat the shit out of me because I didn't know how to make a two. And then on top of that, you get thrown stones at, why can't you be like this sister? Why can't you be like that sister? We wasn't taught as sisters to love each other. We were taught to be competitive with each other. You understand what I'm saying? We was never taught love. I was called horse by my mother. It was when I was like 10, 11 years old. I'm going to be like my mother, my father's sisters. We're not going to be nothing. We're not going to amount to anything. How can you say that about us? We were children. I was 8. I was a virgin. How could I be a hoe at 8? I'm a virgin. I was fat. I was ugly. I was out of place. I can remember, us growing up in the community, different people would say when my sister wrote this book to my mother, oh, that's a lie. That didn't happen. That did happen. You all live next door to us. And you sit there and you heard my mama beating our ass. Your mamas would even say stuff. That's a shame the way Nancy is over there beating on them girls. Remember that? But then when my sister come out with a book and y'all all up in my mama's face saying, I don't remember, you was a good mother. What made her good? Because she dressed at us. She put clothes on our back and fed us. I appreciate that. But did that make me have to get a black nose, a black eye, a busted nose, called out my name, put in my room for months at a time? And then she have us to write 1,000 times, I will not do whatever, or I won't do this, or I'll make sure I wash the dishes right, 1,000 times. And then when she read it, she turn it up, throw it away. And then we got to go back in our room for another 2 or 3 weeks. We were prisoners. That's what she called us. You're prisoners. And we got treated as that. My father done things to me. He molested me. And we was to hush. We couldn't talk about it. He touched all of my sisters but one. Okay. But people ask me, how can you go into this household? How can you love this man? How can you love your parents knowing that your father touched you? I don't know. Damn. I don't know. I had to get help on the shit. I was so confused in that damn family. I didn't know what to do. Because one thing, we was going to the Kingdom Hall on Sundays. Okay. But before we would go, it was arguments. They fighting each other, beating each other up. But then we leave out the house like we're a happy little couple. A whole little family. You know what I'm saying? Getting beat on the whole time, getting cursed out in the car. But as soon as we get out of the car, we got our pretty little dresses on and we better hold it in and we better put a smile on our face. I'm sorry. That's just the way it was. I can remember my mom in the hallway stomping the hell out my sister, because she had a guy trying to sneak in. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, my sister was wrong for having this guy trying to sneak in, but did she deserve to be beat like that in the hallway? Strangled? I could not, my sister could not take aspirin. She had a problem with swallowing aspirins. Instead of my mother taking time to buy her we had to take a laxative every month. So instead of my mom buying pills, because she knew my younger sister couldn't take pills. She couldn't swallow them. My mom would force these pills down her throat. And she would play like she was swallowing these pills. And my mom like, open up your mouth, let me see. And the laxative would be under her tongue. And my mama would hold her nose, put water in her mouth, and hold her, trying to get her to swallow this pill. And she's sitting here crying, getting beat. And we standing there, Mama, please don't do this. Now that I'm a grown woman, I'm thinking like, why couldn't she took an X-Lax, chocolate X-Lax or a bubblegum X-Lax? This child was no more than 8, 9 years old. She couldn't take pills. But instead of giving her an alternative, you beat the hell out of her. We was afraid. And then here come my father. 3 of us he touched. 1 he didn't. He had his special thing that he did with each one of us. Okay? I can remember nights when we was in the apartment complex, and he, my father, the one that I love, okay, would come in our room, pull my sister's cover from over her, and stand there and masturbate. Did she tell? Yeah. And then I would hear my mom holler up the steps a week later, don't do that. What are you doing up there in that room? Me, personally, he liked me to sit on his feet. I call it toe fucking. He wanted me to sit on his feet because he said his feet was cold all the time. And he would take his feet and he would rub it up and down in my private area. It made me feel disgusted. It made me feel dirty. And I told my mom, why aren't you sitting on his feet? Why aren't you the one keeping his feet warm? I don't feel right. It's making me feel bad. So she would tell him, she don't have to do it. It's making her feel bad. But guess what I was doing the following week? The exact same thing. The exact same thing. We have been molested not only by our father, but my other sister's been molested by family members, you know, cousins on my father's side. But we were not allowed to say anything. And then I want to know why we're not close to anyone in our family, because we could not hang around you all. I wanted to know my cousins on my mother's side. I wanted to know the cousins on my father's side, but we couldn't hang around no one. We couldn't go nowhere. It was just us by ourselves. Let me give you a story. One day we were sitting outside, and back in the day, Soul Train was out, and men used to wear these pink pants that was tight in their crotch. And my father had a pair of tan pants, and we always laughed at him when he had these pants on because he looked horrible. And you could see his penis print. And we'd be like, why daddy always wearing these pants? So this one particular day, my father said, if y'all bitches laugh at me with these pants on the day, I'm going to knock the fuck out of you. Well, my little sister, we were sitting outside at the picnic table, and my little sister started rubbing my feet. And I started to grin. I didn't laugh, I grinned, but he balled his fist up and he beat me in my face. He knocked my glasses off my face and they fell in the street. And he beat me. And my second to the oldest sister would say, stop hitting her. Why are you hitting her like that? You go in the house, you yellow wench. You go in the house. She go in the house. He followed her. And the thing he got her by the throat on the couch, choking her. What is my mama doing? Stop, don't do that. Not intervene, not trying to stop it, not trying to pull this grown ass man off of a 15, 16-year-old daughter. For what? Because she was trying to protect me. But because of all the things that we've been through, my father put a gun up to my head. Because I'm like, I'm going to kill everybody when I go to sleep. I was so tired of being abused. I was so tired of not being able to have any friends. I was so tired of being called names, being called fat, told that I was never going to have no friends because I was fat. But as an adult, this is still going on. Hey, Yogi, how are you? What does Yogi say? She said, hey, sorry I'm late. Just woke up. Nancy will pay. Just remember, she has to answer to Jehovah God. Yeah, she does have to answer to Jehovah God, but this is the thing about that, Yolanda. It's been over a decade, okay? Why do you stop speaking to me? For no reason. I'm going to tell you why. 10 years ago, my mother called me one day on the phone, and she said, how you doing? I was like, I'm all right. She said, are you okay? Your mom and your sisters and your family can always tell when something is going on in your life. So I'm like, Quentin is sick. He has a cold. My husband's car done broke down. I'm going through a situation. And the first thing she said and say, oh, God, don't turn around and ask me for no money. That's what y'all get. I'm like, I didn't ask you for any money. You asked me what was going on in my life. I have a husband. We got it. But, it's still stressful. And then she goes on to start saying all kind of negative things, about not wanting her daughters, wishing that she could put us back up in her vagina and sew us up, wishing that she could have an abortion, saying that we wasn't meant to be here, that she don't have anything good to say about her kids. When people asked her about us, when they see her on the streets, how's Renee? Or how's your other daughters doing? Oh, they sitting on disability. So what? You get disability too. Hell, we are in our 50s. We have aches and pains just like you do. You understand what I'm saying? But just because some of us are sitting on disability don't mean that we don't have a good lifestyle. You understand what I'm saying? It's just not fair. Instead of you telling people, yeah, you know what? XYZ, she's doing good. She got her a nice car. She living in a nice apartment. Renee, you got a husband. They got a house. She got a nice car. They bought a house. These things. You have nothing but negative things to say about us when you're on the street talking about us. But when people are talking about their kids, they always have positive things to say. The same people, Yogi, that, hey, how are you doing? Positively blessed. The same people we were told not to hang around growing up because their mamas were sluts or alcoholics. It's the same ones who she's tight as hell with right now. I don't understand. Why? I have a sister, my oldest sister. I've talked to her twice in 6 months, maybe for 3 hours. You can't talk to me because your mama's around. Why can't you talk to me because mama's around? I'm your sister. Sometimes mothers have to be checked. And then you never want to call me. I always reach out to you. You never answer your phone. You only send me text messages, but you claim you love me. How can you love me if you don't even ain't called me in a whole damn year to even check on me? And I'm putting effort in, y'all. I wasn't even allowed to go to my father's funeral. My mother prohibited me and my second to the oldest sister from coming to my father's funeral because we wasn't getting along with her. But now, let's do a little quiz. Y'all know my mama. I ain't lying. Your mamas know my mama. I ain't lying. Your cousins know my mama. I ain't lying. You understand what I'm saying? What? Why I gotta lie? I'm hurt. These are people who studied the Bible, who know Jehovah, but they don't have a forgiving bone in their body. Why? What would Jesus do? Did not God say that the enemy was in our household, our own household? My mother is my enemy, and so are my sisters. Don't tell me how to feel about people you didn't grow up with. Backstabbers, conniving people who put you down. I could have been anything, but you know why I couldn't excel? Because my mother didn't want us to. How can you say that about my mom, your mama, Renee? Guess I can say it because I can. I lived it, damn it. If you was a neighbor of mine and you didn't see shit or you ignoring it, what do you owe her? You saw it. Tell me you didn't. You a liar. I can tell you everything that happened when we was in them apartments and everybody who lived beside me who saw and witnessed the abuse. But they turned their ear. Then when my sister come out with this book, those people who live beside us in the projects, Miss Nancy, you wasn't. Yeah, you was. You know you was. You know she was. But who am I? I have bent over backwards to have peace with people who don't want to have peace with me. My mother is quick to tell me or tell certain people in my family, oh, I'm happy that you and Renee are talking. Lead by example, Nancy. You are old, and one day you're going to die. Don't you want people around you that want to be around you? You idolizing my father as if he was a hero. He was a hoe. Papa was a Rolling Stone. Where he laid his hat was his home. He took care of us. Let's see. Jesse to walk says everything will be all right. Pray for you and your family. Pray for me. Well, pray for my family. I'm all right, honey. I'm just venting because I get tired of fake people. They always want to tell people, oh, this person is doing okay. Tell the truth. You don't fuck with me. Why? Because I had Mercedes. I've had a Mercedes. I had BMWs. I had Cadillacs. I had a home built from ground up. Then I'm buying another home. I was married the first time. That marriage lasted 18 years. It didn't work. I'm on my second marriage. And I've been with this man for 14 years. And I'm sorry. I tried to be a team player, but I asked myself multiple times before I decided to do this show, what do I have to lose? And what do I have to gain? Nothing. I have nothing to lose and I have nothing to gain. Nothing to gain. Positively blessed that now I see how your cousin felt about his dad because of how he was treated. Let me tell you something. The whole clan is rotten. Every brother and every sister, they're rotten to the damn core. My mother, my aunties, their children, my uncles, all their kids, we were all abused. We were all beat. And at some point, people can't sit and say, well, you're grown now. It shouldn't affect you. That's a lie. These are things that you are installed from the time that you are who you are to the time you are till you die. We learn how to communicate, cooperate, discuss things, argue through what we see our parents do. When they show us how to argue, we get in relationships with people and we argue like that. Okay? When they show us how to love, we'll get in relationships and we'll love like that. You know, positively blessed, yeah, yes, it still affects me. Because you know why it still affects me? One reason it affects me is because I keep trying. Okay? My mother was just on the phone with my nephew. And I was over my nephew's house. And I said, who are you talking to? And he told me. I said, oh, tell her hi. Well, she got pissed. Woman of God. Spreading God's name all around town, making everybody believe that you holier than thou. Lead by example. Lead by example. You want to tell everybody this, but then don't see you doing it. See, this is the thing about it. I'm going to respect you because I've never disrespected you. But you ain't rocked with me and I'm over 10 years. None of you have. I've been in Greensboro, North Carolina since the day I graduated from high school. I ain't ever asked my mama for a red damn dime. Do you hear me? I've been in Greensboro since I was 18 and I'm 49. I never asked my sisters, my cousins. I ain't ever asked nobody for nothing. Everything I got, I worked hard for. Okay? Was it easy? Hell no. I wish I had my mother. I'll give you a perfect example, another example. When I first came down here at 18, it wasn't easy. I came down here with $500 that I had been saving for about 6 months because, hell, McDonald's at the time when I was working at McDonald's in 89 wasn't paying me nothing but $3.75. So do you know how long it took me to save $500 to have on graduation to come to North Carolina with? I took that $500 and I gave $300 of that dollars to the person that I was going to stay with. Okay? I washed dishes. I cleaned their ovens. I washed their toilets. I washed their clothes. You know why? Because I couldn't go back. I didn't want to. For what? Was mistreated. And a lot of things happened to me. And I wanted to go back home, but I couldn't. I can remember calling my mother. I walked for about 2 hours because I was just in a sinful place. And when you are raised up between good and bad, you got to choose which side you choose. And I didn't choose bad. And I didn't want to be a part of a lot of things that, I was exposed to in Greensboro. So it was a time when I wanted to give up, but I didn't. I called my mother. I could not have a choice. I walked for 2 hours in the snow. Back then, AT&T operators, collect call. Back then you could hear, what the operator was saying to the caller you was trying to connect to. And I heard her. And the operator was like, it's a collect call from Renee. Will you accept charges? My mother turns around and said, I don't have a daughter named Renee. And that right there gave me all the strength that I needed. And I kept moving on. Jesse says, I don't know your family, but everyone needs a little prayer. All I can say is be safe and stay blessed. Let me tell you something, Jesse. Sometimes you got to get that stuff out. That's where stress comes in. And it's hurtful to be born in such a big family. I can remember my mom calling my next to the older sister, Judith. Every time, Judith, here come Judith, here come Judith. She labeled her as a backstabber at an early age. Come to find out, the only person she truly wanted to backstab was me. I didn't know I was the target. I didn't know that I wasn't liked since the day I was born. According to my mother, my sister has never liked me since the day I was born because I took her spot on this wicked witch's lap. You let my father defy us, and we stayed, and we still wanted your love. You kept us from this man's funeral, my father's funeral. Why? Because you're evil. You sit around and you tell people nothing but negative things about your daughter when I'm living very damn well. I'm probably living better than she damn is. For real. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, at the end of the day, when you are a mother, no matter what my son does, I will never turn my back on him. He gets on my nerves, and I may have to kick him out every now and then. But I won't turn my back. And especially when he comes to you humble, he say, whatever I've done, I'm sorry. What kind of mother don't want peace? Don't want their family united? She ain't Medea, and she sure ain't Cicely damn Tyson. She's that woman, what's mommy dearest? My uncles. My uncles. Every last of my uncles. But if there was a daughter in the family, she was molested. Believe it. And if there was a boy in the family, he was beaten the fuck out of. It's hard. When you sit here on days when you need your mama. But in actuality, she's been dead for over 10 years now. So I asked myself, if she was to die, truly die, could I cry? I've cried so much. I don't know if I could give that kind of attention to her anymore. Positively Blessed said, when you hold stuff in, it would drive you crazy, and it would constantly keep you thinking about it. It's not that you hate, but you release. I'm releasing the pain. Right. You understand what I'm saying? Because let me tell you something. Me keeping that in is their secrets. How can I? Well, y'all don't fuck with me. Everybody that this woman has come in contact with, she has lied and has manipulated. You know it. You know it. Your mamas know it. I ain't got no reason to sit here on this bed in my bedroom, okay, and lie to you and lie to any of y'all about anything. But enough is enough. You know, my mother would sit and say stuff to us like, I would never let a man do this to me. You let my father do that to you. And you let him do it to us too. But that's what happens when you have no education. And the money is good. So she stayed. And that's what we do is some of us, we stay because that money is good. What did she teach us though? Take abuse. That's what I've lived in my whole life. I'm doing this show today because I am 49, just turned it. Have no more drama in my life. I'm ridding of it. So if my sisters Kathy, Cynthia, Nikki don't want to fucks with me because I'm living a life that they wish they could live, I'm sorry, but I've lived that life twice. Cause I'm that girl. I'm a different breed. I know how to be trusted. I know how to love. I know how to show empathy. Something that you all don't show. Jehovah will judge you accordingly. I have to pay for things too. But Jehovah also know how many times I've came to you all as your blood. And you can't find it. For what reason? You want me to take my rings off? What you want me to do? Be living in a fucking home somewhere, broke down with sickness in order for me to be appreciated and accepted in your life? I ain't doing it. It ain't happening to me. So my message is this chapter in my life will close. And I don't give a damn what you all think. You didn't live it. You didn't experience. You didn't get the name calling. You didn't get the black eyes, the abuse, a gun held up to your head, beat in your face, sexual disgusted things. And you have to endure it. Then you got a father that's molesting you and beating your ass. Then you got a mother that's just beating your ass because they got problems. Them crazy ass hurts. They crazy as hell. And 90% of them come with issues. I'm just sorry. And because I'm one, I have issues too. Going into the wrong family. Bad genetics, bad skin, bad attitudes. But you know what? I'm going to keep rocking with God. And I want to tell my mother and all my sisters that I love you all, but I wouldn't. It's already been over 10 years. Who would have thought it took that long? You know? So what I do is continue to lean on Jehovah when I need my mama because he's stronger than her. What I do is continue to lean on Jehovah when I need to talk to my sisters because he's more powerful than they are. Because what Jehovah has done for me through all of my abuse and the tragedies that I've went through in my life, he's opened up the door for people like Yogi to be able to love me, Yolanda, Sandy, you know, other people. I keep my circle real small, y'all. Let's see. Yolanda says, don't worry about those sisters. You still have one, and that's me. Thank you, girl. And she says, fuck what other people think or say. You are a beautiful person inside and out. Thank you, girl. And Jessie says, love you, and I'm your friend. Thank you. I never wanted to come on the air and shed tears because I was angry. And I needed to get some things off my chest. But if you do have a mother that don't hit on you, that want to come around you and want to be a part of your life, you embrace that mother. But I can't embrace mine. She won't allow it. So these tears that I shed from my face tonight, folks, it's tears because they have to come out. And I've held them in for too long. And my show wouldn't be real. And let's talk about it with Renee. I talk about y'all's problems, but this chick come with them too. But I rely on a higher power. But don't cry for me if you love me. Just be there for me when I need you. Okay? Thank you, Sandy. Anyway, y'all, it's enough. So if you want to be a part of my life, I'm here. But I can't bring negative vibes with me on the other hand. I got more years behind me than I do ahead of me, right? So I can't bring negativity into my life like that, whether if it's from my mother, whether it's from my father, whatever. But let the truth be told. I'm a grown-ass woman. And what I couldn't speak up and say at 10, I can speak up at 49 and say. So it is what it is. And I'm going to do a part 2 of this show not next week, because next week is Thanksgiving. So not the Sunday after Thanksgiving. I'm going to let you all have your time with your families. And let's see, Yolanda says, it's okay. Cry. Let it out. Keep on praying. You're right, girl. You know, I promise you, I didn't plan on crying, boo. They wasn't intended. But you know what I'm saying? When you real, it's real. It's real. But like I said, every mother's not the same. And if you have a mother that is encouraging you to do the right thing, and you can go to your mother and you can lay your head on your mother's shoulder as a grown-ass woman, and she embraces you as a child, and she understands, and she gives you the encouragement that you need, and no matter how many times you fall, your mom is supposed to be there no matter what age you want to pick you up. But I got God, and that's why I'm still standing. All praise to the Almighty Jehovah. I will never deny him for you or no one. You're not that important to me, boo. Boop. But I love you all. Anyway, the tears keep coming, but I feel better. I honest to God do. And I want to thank you all for allowing me to express myself the way that you all allow me to express myself. I want to thank you all for loving me when there felt like there's no one to love me. My neighbor up the street, you know what he say? I know you cooking up some good food because I know you cooking for everyone. Yeah, that's what I do. You know, I'm cooking on Thanksgiving, and you know you're more than welcome to come and get a plate. You all can. I invite you down, but I know you ain't gonna come. But you know you can come and get a plate. Let me tell you real quick before I get off the air. I'm gonna make um turkey with dressing and gravy, a maple baked ham with glazed pineapples, potato salad, deviled eggs, mashed potatoes with gravy, um macaroni and cheese, collard greens, rolls, sweet potato pies, banana pudding, chocolate chip cookies, banana, not banana, and peanut butter cookies. And I'm doing it all by myself. Okay. Anyway, I love you all. Thank you all for tuning in. Like I said, I won't be here next week, Sunday, because of the holidays, but I will be back with you the following week. And hopefully my new glasses will be in so I can see better because these things, yikes. Listen, honey, you know you can come get you a plate. Yogi, all y'all can come get a plate. It'll be enough for all of you all. You know, like I said, most of the time I'll be doing the show by myself. So from now on, you know what I'm saying, people are not reliable. You know what I'm saying? And what I've realized at my ripe old age, only person I can depend on is Jehovah and me. That's it. At the end of the day, he said, trust no man. And I see why he said that. He said the enemy is in your own household. Well, that's been proven. But you know what? I still am a lover of God. I love my family. I just can't rock with them no more. It's stressful. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm sure she say she lying on me, of course. But you all know from my hometown, you know. You know. And if you don't, somebody do. But it'll be a part 2 of this show come the following week after uh uh Thanksgiving. So, you know, I just want to go a little deeper with some more things. This is gonna be my therapy because Renee wants to talk to you about some things that's going on in her life. Okay. I want to thank Jessie T. Walker, Positive Bless, Yolanda Williams, and whoever else was attending the show. You know, I appreciate you all. Thank you for giving me the time, and the day was a wonderful, beautiful day. Let's see what Jesse say. We'll see you Friday. You know I'll be the first. You know I'll be the first thing in the line trying to get my groceries. Listen, I want you all to understand something. Yolanda says, I love you too. And listen, I was just about to say that, Yolanda. Listen, I love all of you all. And you know what good people are. You know what good people are. I love you. Thank you for being real with me. Thank you for always keeping it real with me. And thank you all, Sandy, Yolanda, friends forever. You know, we rock since Bluefield days. You know what I'm saying? You know, I love you girls. I love you all. It ain't nothing you can do about it. All right. I love you. Stay tuned for not this week, but the following week. Stay blessed, not stressed.